Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Pay attention to sales during the upcoming holiday season. And this is especially the case if you're actually in a retail business or doing something for sales or vending, something of that matter. Because I know I'm going to see a lot of vendors out during the holiday season. Now, this ain't necessary for you for business. This is on a bigger matter because with the financial situation that we're in now, we have to really pay attention to the bigger picture. Yeah, of course, for your business, but just overall, because they starting to throw the R word around a lot more now. And the best time to get an idea about the overall financial situation, maybe locally, maybe globally, is during the holiday season. Because, of course, people, they have Thanksgiving and Christmas, New Year's and everything. And, people get, very giving, spending money, buying gifts for relatives they barely talk to and all of that. Right? And, but the corporate sector, that's when they make their money. Like the day after Thanksgiving is called Black Friday. And it's called Black Friday because it's the biggest shopping day of the year. And that's when a lot of businesses go into the black, or that's the theory anyway. And actually the whole Black Friday thing is another racially charged thing from history about that, but that's for another channel. But that's how businesses are looking at it. They make their money during this period. Everything else is leading to that. And incidentally, real quick about Black Friday, and I know this from working retail, actually the best time to get something is not on Black Friday. The best prices are roughly 10 days before Christmas. Roughly 10 days. That's when you really get something. Because everybody going crazy. That's like, nah, just wait till 10 days before Christmas. Around that as best as possible. That's when you get it. I say in that range. It's not always exactly. It depends on the year and what day Christmas falls on. It's not always the same thing. But here's the thing though. That's when they make their money. In fact, you have a lot of businesses, they don't really do anything. They don't even get started until, like I say, right now, really, even though I mentioned Thanksgiving and, Black Friday, really the holiday season starting for corporate, like in September. Like there's a local store. They already have whole sections for Christmas stuff. They already have whole sections. And, they're already selling holiday calendars. I remember had like in different malls, they would have holiday, calendars and everything, a section for it, like a store. I forgot the name of the outfit. But the thing is, they already setting up now at one of my local malls. They already setting up. And see, they trying to get it. That's when they make their money. That's when people spend the most. Fourth quarter, boom. And in fact, I think one year, when I was working retail, they went right into fourth quarter mode. And see, it's very important. But if the sales are down, just pay attention to any indications, news articles, videos, anything talking about if the sales are down, we're in trouble. We're in trouble because during that period is also when most people get work and everything. It looks good, but then a lot of people get laid off right after the holiday season, and they don't really expect to do much during the first quarter. They don't really expect to do much. So, but you pay attention to the overall, how are people buying stuff? Like walk through the malls, just drive to any mall. If you can find, like I was at one mall, and I was like, okay, it was last year. I was like, it's too easy to find parking. And, it's not as crowded in here. It's like, that could be a problem. And when I was working retail one year, I'll never forget, we had a bunch of coats. And those coats didn't move because it was also very warm that winter. So people weren't buying coats. And in fact, I still have friends at that particular department store. And I was walking through and I was seeing, oh, yeah, I got the coats out. And one of my friends was like, those are coats from last year. They were just in the back. We didn't mark them down or anything. It's like, oh, my goodness. But that's a sales thing. Because it's a big difference in the sales. Because I'm going to tell you what, you want to pay attention to sales because it moves the rest of the economy. The majority, I believe the number's up to 70%, is consumer spending. And what do consumers primarily spend on? They spend it on food, they spend it on clothing, they spend it on products. That's why everything comes down to, the holiday season. And indeed, and I know some people will say, well, I'll just work for the government. Guess how the government gets paid? Government workers get paid from not just your income taxes, but from sales tax. So if you in a particular, like say you in a city and the sales go down there, or you had a big mall there and that closes, that affects the government as well, because then those taxes, those sales taxes, aren't filling the coffers of the government. Then the government can't actually pay their people. They might have to have a hiring freeze. And I'm not sure what with government workers, it's generally tough to lay them off or something. And just on a real slick thing, I know like a couple decades ago with the federal government, they were going more and more to contractors. You can get rid of contractors. But those sales in any jurisdiction of sales taxes pay for much of the government stuff. Not even income taxes, sales taxes. So if the businesses aren't making money, they're not going good, that affects the municipal side. That's how deep it is. So a lot of stuff is going to come down to sales. What's going to happen? How the consumer spending. See, that's another part of it too. What if people say, because you've had that great resignation last year, and I don't know how much of it is still going because they're not talking about it as much. Maybe it still is. Well, no, you know what? It's still an issue because you're still seeing help wanted signs everywhere. All right, if people don't have the money, they don't spend. If they don't spend, these retail places, and you got to include restaurants and stuff like that, they're not making as much money, which means they don't have as high a sales tax. That affects the government, other stuff. So pay close attention to it. Pay close attention and be prepared. Be prepared. And, even if there is an official recession, if you take, get good with your savings. Get good with your savings. You develop some type of business or whatever you can do, you can ride it out. Because usually during every recession, somebody makes money. Pay attention to any industries rising. But first things first, just pay attention. Just note everything. Now I'm known for walking through malls and everything. It's not always for fun. It's kind of for business because I still have in the back of my mind setting up kiosks and everything. And I still have in the back of my mind. I mean, I'll check out a flea market and think, okay, could I set up something here? Just because it's real quick, I actually thought about it. I still have access to this wholesale place. They sell like polos and Gators, Lacoste, stuff like that. All this high-end stuff, because just real quick, when these department stores don't sell it first time around, they usually send it someplace else. And so you can always get there. I was actually thinking about that. I'm going to give you the business idea. Maybe somebody will get it. I'll give it to you because there's room for everybody. But I was actually thinking about getting some stuff wholesale, selling it maybe at a flea market for real cheap. I would make money. But then, the only thing with that is I had to have extra people. Because, somebody come and try to steal some stuff. But I'm still thinking about it. Okay, how can I work this? How can I set this up? And somebody else can have that. Think about it. Look into that. Because I don't mind giving away businesses and stuff. I don't mind. Because I can't do everything. And I want everybody to eat. So, but anyway, just went on that tangent real quick. But the main thing though, just pay attention. Pay attention. It's very key because people might not think it, but how much the consumers are spending, how much is being bought affects everything else, including the government. All right. So anyway, here's the thing. No matter where you are in all of this, let's go make that money.